The headlines say Andrew Tate is returning to the ring to prove he is still a world-class fighter, but the financial receipts suggest this boxing match is actually a desperate play to fund a legal war chest. For the first time in years, the man who built a global empire on industry work is trading the webcam studio for the boxing ring in Dubai. But while his fans are cheering for a knockout, the authorities in Romania are looking at the bank accounts and the specific flow of cash from new subscribers. This comeback is not just about sport. It is about a massive pivot to a new platform after being deplatformed from nearly every major payment processor on the planet. Today, we're looking past the pre-fight hype to answer 3 critical questions that the mainstream media is missing. Why is this fight happening on a niche platform like Rumble instead of a major sports network like DAZN or Netflix? How is a man with supposedly frozen assets paying for a world-class training camp that costs tens of thousands of dollars a week? And finally, is this fight a genuine return to form or a carefully crafted PR shield designed to distract from the human trafficking charges he still faces in the court of law? The common belief being repeated across social media is that Andrew is simply returning to his roots as a 4-time kickboxing world champion to silence his critics and show he has not been broken by his time in prison. His supporters claim he is in the best shape of his life and that this match against Chase DeMoor is the first step toward a mega fight with names like Jake Paul or Logan Paul. However, the reality is far more complex and significantly more expensive. Per reports from the Directorate for Investigating Organized Crime and Terrorism, or DIICOT, in late 2024 and throughout 2025, the Tate brothers have been locked in a high-stakes legal battle to unfreeze millions of dollars in luxury cars and real estate. While some assets were reportedly returned in February 2025, the legal fees for a multinational defense are estimated to be in the high 6 figures every single month. This brings us to our first major revelation. This boxing match is a primary revenue driver designed to bypass the traditional banking systems that have flagged his previous industry work. By the end of this video, you will see exactly how the top G is using the sport of boxing to keep his financial empire from collapsing under the weight of international law. According to industry insiders, the deal with Rumble Premium is a strategic masterpiece of financial engineering that goes far beyond a simple sports broadcast. Unlike a standard pay-per-view on a site like DAZN or ESPN, which requires a clean sweep of corporate sponsors and a high level of brand safety, the Rumble deal allows Andrew to tap directly into his existing fan base without the interference of mainstream moral clauses. This is a crucial move because according to legal filings in the United Kingdom and Romania, major credit card processors have historically been hesitant to touch funds associated with the specific type of spicy content agencies the Tates once operated. By framing this as a professional sporting event, Andrew is attempting to launder his public image from a controversial industry figure into a legitimate professional athlete, but the money trail left behind by his previous ventures is still very much a part of the conversation, and the Rumble subscription model provides a steady monthly stream of income that is much harder for authorities to freeze than a single large bank transfer from a television network. Around the 3-minute mark of this story, we have to address the most shocking piece of evidence found in the updated DIICOT files from August 2025. Investigators allegedly identified a new series of shell companies that were still facilitating industry work under the guise of management consulting and digital marketing. According to the pros in the prosecution's latest briefing, these companies were used to funnel revenue from international subscribers back into the various training camps and travel expenses required for this Dubai event. This is the real reason the fight is happening in the United Arab Emirates. While the travel ban was temporarily lifted earlier in the year, the legal scrutiny in Europe remains so intense that hosting an event there would have invited immediate asset seizures by the state. Dubai offers a sanctuary where the money from his spicy content empire and his new boxing ventures can blend together without the same level of oversight. This is what we call the Dubai diversion. It is a way to prove financial solvency to the world while hiding the actual source of the funds behind the high-energy aesthetic of a training camp. The second most shocking point involves the opponent himself, Chase DeMoor. While DeMoor is a legitimate athlete from the world of professional football and reality television, the choice of opponent is a specific business tactic. Per the analysis of industry marketing experts, the match is designed as an expectation versus reality trap. DeMoor has more recent ring experience and is a younger, more active fighter, but Andrew carries the pedigree of a world champion. If Andrew wins, he proves the narrative of the undefeated alpha who can conquer any obstacle, including the legal system. If he loses, he can claim he was targeted by the Matrix and restricted from training properly due to his legal constraints and house arrest. It is a win-win scenario for a man who needs to keep his subscription numbers high to pay for his defense team. According to statements made by the Misfits boxing promotion on December 18, 2025, the stakes are higher than just a belt. This is about the viability of the entire Tate brand moving forward. If he cannot sell a fight, he cannot sell a lifestyle, and if he cannot sell a lifestyle, the money for the lawyers disappear. As we move into the third section of the evidence, we have to look at the promoter blacklisting that forced this fight into the shadows of the internet. Per a report from the Global Sports Desk on December 15, 2025, several major networks, including Netflix and DAZN, were approached for a potential Andrew Tate comeback. However, the response was allegedly a firm no, due to the ongoing criminal proceedings and the nature of his past industry work. The legacy of the webcam studios and the allegations of the Loverboy method have made him radioactive to blue-chip advertisers who fear a consumer boycott. This forced the pivot to the Rumble Premium annual subscription model. By charging a flat yearly fee for access instead of a one-time pay-per-view, the organizers are ensuring a long-term capital injection that can be used to sustain the legal battles scheduled for 2026. This is essentially a crowdfunding campaign disguised as a sporting event. When fans buy the subscription, they're not just paying to see a fight, they're contributing to the legal defense of a man they believe is being persecuted. According to a civil case filed in the United Kingdom in July 2024, which continued to haunt the brothers throughout 2025, the tax implications of this fight are also a major point of contention. The authorities in the UK have already moved to seize over $3 million in frozen assets due to unpaid taxes from his previous years of industry work. This makes every dollar earned in the boxing ring a target for international revenue services. Per the leaked DMs between members of his inner circle in November 2025, there was significant concern that the fight purse would be intercepted by the High Court before it even hit a bank account. This led to the complex arrangement where the fight is essentially a marketing campaign for his private membership club rather than a simple prize fight for a set fee. The money is not being paid to Andrew directly, but instead is being funneled through offshore marketing entities that provide services to the fight promotion. This level of financial complexity is common in the adult industry, where payment high-risk status is a daily reality, and it appears Andrew has brought those same tactics to the world of professional sports. The timeline of his travel also raises massive questions about the reality of his freedom. Per The Guardian on March 23, 2025, the brothers made a highly publicized return to Romania, claiming innocent men don't run from anything. Yet, the push to move his operations to Dubai for this fight suggests a deep-seated fear that the Romanian courts will eventually move to a full trial, where his freedom will be permanently revoked. This boxing match is the ultimate distraction. While the world watches the weigh-in and the talk trash, the legal teams are working behind the scenes to challenge the evidence of the 7 identified victims in the trafficking case. The narrative of the fighter is being overwritten by the narrative of the defendant. It's a classic move from the industry playbook, where you create a loud public spectacle to drown out the quiet legal proceedings happening in the background. If you're focused on his right hook, you're not focused on his balance sheet. The most shocking reality is the parallel between his boxing marketing and his old industry tactics. Per the 2025 memoirs of former associates, the way Andrew builds tension for a fight is the same way he used to manage his spicy content creators. It's about creating a sense of urgency and exclusivity. He's no longer selling the attention of women, he's selling the attention of himself as the ultimate underdog, fighting against a global conspiracy. The industry work never truly stopped. It simply changed its face from a webcam screen to a boxing ring. Even the way he interacts with Chase DeMoor on social media follows the script of a high-stakes industry collaboration. It's about maximizing clicks and engagement to ensure the payment processors don't have a reason to cut off the flow of cash. Every tweet and every video is a calculated move to ensure that the Rumble servers stay busy and the subscription fees keep hitting the accounts that the Romanian government cannot reach. To summarize this entire situation, we have to look at the impact on Andrew Tate's career and his future in the industry. He has successfully used a boxing ring to do what a courtroom could not, which is to make him appear like a victim of circumstance rather than a subject of a criminal investigation. The fight in Dubai is a massive financial success, regardless of the results in the ring, because it has re-engaged a massive paying audience that was starting to drift away during his long period of house arrest. It has proven that there is still a massive market for his brand of content, even if it has to be hosted on alternative platforms. The insider takeaway from the industry is simple.
In the world of high-level creators, a controversy is not a setback. It is just another product to be sold to the highest bidder. Whether he is in a webcam studio or a boxing ring, the goal is always the same, which is to stay in the conversation and keep the revenue flowing into the accounts that stay just out of reach of the law. As we look toward the 2026 legal calendar, it is clear that this fight was a necessary move to ensure the defense has the resources it needs to fight a multi-year battle in the European courts. The receipts from Rumble and the sponsorships from high-risk betting sites have provided the cushion that the frozen Romanian bank accounts could not. If you want to understand how the biggest names in the adult world and the influencer space are really making their money and the secret contracts they use to stay on top, you need to dive deeper than the headlines. This boxing match is just the tip of the iceberg and the beginning of a new chapter in the way controversial figures monetize their legal troubles. To see how the entire game is played and why the authorities are so obsessed with the money trail, you have to check out the next video. Head over to the Velvet Rope Industry Secrets playlist now to see the truth behind the curtain and the secrets that the mainstream platforms are trying to hide.